of the messenger of Allah and Master Farad Muhammad. Again, I greet you in the Arabic language, the peace of Assalamu alaikum. Now, we've had a busy weekend here in New York. And you might tell my voice is a little raspy. And I usually really get turned up. And I'm going to try to do my best to get turned up without losing all of my voice. I want to say to you all here today that we are all family. I can't stress that strongly enough and emphasize it enough that we are family in here. We are not in here to change your religion. What we are in here to do is to emphasize the nature of the black man and woman and all the original people over the planet Earth. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad has taught us that Islam is mathematics and mathematics is Islam. It stands true. It can be proven at no limit of time. What we are doing today is proving that Islam is mathematics and that the nature of the black man and woman is mathematics. And so whenever we deal with mathematics, no matter what type of mathematics there are, we are dealing with Islam. Islam is mathematics. Mathematics has to add up. If it does not add up, it don't make sense. So the standard or the criteria for what I give to you is if it makes sense, then we're talking about mathematics. If it does not make sense, we're not talking mathematics. And so this whole conversation is going to be about Islam and mathematics. I need the PowerPoint up. Now, in respect to our Moorish family here today, I'm going to use the term black, but understand I mean no disrespect. I'm just using the language of the people. The majority of the people know or refer to themselves as black. So when I mention black, I don't need to get on Facebook and argue. I don't need to read a whole bunch of books telling me about we ain't black. I can look at my skin and tell that I don't look like duct tape or electric tape. I know I'm not the color of this stage. I know I'm not the color of this hat. We understand that. But when we talk about black, we're talking about the essence of all life. So when you hear black man from me, you're talking about the original man, the essence of everything in existence. All right? Do the knowledge on this. Regardless of what color you are. And those who have no color. No matter what color your eyes are. In the center of each one of our eyes, the pupil is perfect black. So if you judge blackness based on skin, you might get thrown off. But the center, right here, when you look in somebody's eye, all people on the planet Earth, when you look in their eyes, you are looking into blackness. It is the essence of all energy. It attracts all energy, point blank, period. This is the blackness that I'm talking about. Agreed? Do we understand? Very important. The reason why is because sometimes when you keep knowledge or you're trying to discuss things as family, we read a few books, we learn a few truths, and then we argue about who has the best philosophy and ideology. We're not going to do this. Some of the words that I say, I'm not intending trying to assault someone's intelligence or misrepresent the truth. Sometimes the misunderstanding is in our lack of ability to understand the language. So what I'm going to try to do is use clear and precise language. I want to spend some time with you a little bit. And in spending time with you, I hope we can all come to an agreement. I need my drink for my throat. Please. So let me tell you this like this. Hip-hop. Well, we grew up loving hip-hop. Yeah, I might not even be able to use this. Hip-hop. What we grew up knowing as hip-hop is not today's 2014 rap music. Understand that first of all. The hip-hop that we grew up to had a message. The hip-hop that we grew up to was fun and it pushed enthusiasm. It made us want to get up and do something. When we heard hip-hop, we didn't get sleepy. When we heard hip-hop, we didn't get bored. When we heard hip-hop, we didn't get lethargic. In other words, hip-hop was a music and a culture for the living. Hip-hop was not a music and a culture for the dead. To enjoy hip-hop, to feel hip-hop, you had to be a living community. You could not be dead. So let's start off with Dame Dash. Dame Dash is running around, and I love Dame Dash for what he's saying today. Let's make it clear. All right, let's go up there and push. Let's do it like this. I promise you, fam, once we get this straight, it's going to be real good. All right, let's do it like this. Islam. I-S-L-A-M. Islam. What we in here talking about is not religion. We're talking about I, self, Lord, and master. Some say law. I, self, law, and master. First of all, I am an individual. I am centered in myself, my awareness, and my advantage point. What I see, what defines me is rooted in I. This is I. This is the first realization. I. Who am I? That don't mean you complete, even though it's the ninth letter in the alphabet. I is incomplete. Because you can't be complete in I until you bring power to the self. The self is rooted in many different identities. But I want you to focus on two for me right now. There's self-identity. Who are you as a person? This is your name. Your name is a symbol. Your meaning of your name is written by and based upon what you do. What you do is based on what you think. It's based on your ideas. Deity, meaning God, and ideas share the same etymology. Deity and idea are connected to one another. So, in order to be a living human being and to be God, like my man Black Dot spoke on, you have to have ideas. It is your ideas that define you to yourself. It is what you do that defines you to other people. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to understand who you are in order to realize who you're supposed to connect to. What group do you belong to? Because whether we know it or not, the planet is ran by group politics. That's the reason why the white supremacist group who created these institutions, they love to defend their group over you. They teach you capitalism, but they practice socialism. They teach us capitalism because it's the pursuit of money. It's the pursuit of individual effort. It is to divide the community and make the community believe that the only self that matters is the individual self. But there is a second identity. And this second identity is the group or the community that protects the first identity. At any point, you and I are disconnected from our second identity, which is the self group. As an individual, we will lose our ability to survive and defend ourselves. The group is necessary to protect the individual. The individual owes the group, and the group owes the individual. White supremacy at its root is to divide and conquer us because there is at least 11 original people on the planet Earth to one mutant, recessive, grafted white man. The only way they can win and protect their group is to destroy our group. The only way they can destroy our group is if they divide us and make us think about self as opposed to our group. I, self, law. Law is that thing which keeps the love in check. Law are those protocols that protect the group. When you can continuously violate the law, you will violate the protocols that create a group. What's next? Hey, come back over here. Come back here. All right. Why school. Stand there, Mark, for me. Stand there, please. Can you handle it for me? All right, go to the next one. to the next one. Culture. Culture is group thought. Hit the button. Hit it one more time. Culture is when you have individual thought, individual effort, coalesce and come together and united for one common purpose, one common goal, and one common intent. It is our culture that identifies what's going on in our mind. When you see a culture, which is our activity manifested in reality, you can tell the thoughts of the people based upon what they do. Why? Because identity is rooted in what you do. You're not what you say you are, it's what you do. Your name, Brother Black Dot. What does Black Dot mean to me? He's a powerful speaker. He's a powerful hip-hop artist. He's a powerful writer. He's a beautiful brother. I define Black Dot based upon not what he says, but based upon my relationship. So my definition of you is based on what you represent to me. Do you understand what I'm saying? In the minute that you do something to alter your reality, meaning what you do, it's going to change my definition of you. You got to keep it real. Keeping it real is when what you think in your mind, you manifest in reality. If you say you're a doctor, you should be a doctor. If you say you're a Muslim, you should be a Muslim. If you say you're conscious, you should really be conscious. Conscious is not knowing a whole bunch of stuff, talking a whole bunch of mess. Consciousness is what you do. Do not undermine your consciousness by what you do. You can tell a fruit, a tree, by the fruit it bears. If you reap confusion, then you're not conscious. If you sow a seed of unity, and you can see progress, and you leave brothers and sisters feeling good about themselves whenever you see them and they meet you. You leave them and they feel better about themselves, then you are what they call conscious. Conscious means to be aware. You cannot be aware of anything outside if you're not aware of what's inside. This is true. Go to the next one. Freedom. What is freedom? Freedom is the ability to do what you want to do when you have a chance to do it. Freedom is the ability to have your ideas manifested in real time and space. So if we say a black man needs to be free, what we're saying is the black man and woman needs to be more able. You can let somebody off the plantation. You can let somebody off their job. You can sit in the middle of the desert with no bars and no leashes and no chains and no cages around you. But if you are unable, you're not free. So when white folks supposedly freed us, but then they made a business out of making us able, then what they did was they controlled who among us, if we were dependent upon them, who among us were going to be more able. And if they gave you information, they gave you the information to make you more able, but only able to defend their reality. Because if you don't have knowledge of self, you can be manipulated and you can be tricked. So you go to school and you think that's education. Education, the root word is educe. Come from the Latin word edusere. It means to bring out what's already in. What we go to school for is called training. Do you educate at all or do you train at all? All right. So what it happens is when you go to work or you go to school and you learn different skills that allow you to pay the bills, then that's training. But when you go to school and you learn more about yourself, what happens is you take your original birth, talent, skills, you translate that into ability, and you do something for yourself. Our education system is not designed to make us more able and do things for ourselves. Go to the next one. Power. Power is the ability to hold and maintain your time and space. He's powerful. I just can't move him. He only moves based upon his own determined self. If he wants to move, then he moves. If he don't want to move, he's not going to move. Power is the ability to hold and maintain your place in time and space. No one can come in your community and just move you, tear down buildings, and put up a basketball court. Can't nobody come in and move you out of the projects from one place to another and you be powerful. The fact that you can be moved from one community to another and all we can do is march about it shows that we don't have no power. Power is the ability to hold and maintain your place in time and space. It is the ability to do, but it's also the ability to stop being done to. You can't have power and beg for power. You can't demonstrate power and protest for power. You can't have power and do press conferences power is rooted in you not having power, it is asinine, it is foolish, and it is insane. Matter of fact, it's pitiful for us to think that those who know what power is, those who have a vested interest in their power, are going to cut a piece of their power and give it to us. You do not beg for power. You produce power. Another thing you don't do. You don't attack another person's power to build your own. If you have no personal power, then any other thing you get from them is what they call empowered. You become empowered. If it's empowered, E-M-P-O-W-E-R-E-D, what happens is it's given power. You are not really having power. It's a license. Power in that sense to be empowered. The black community needs to be empowered. Hip-hop needs to be empowered. The youth need to be empowered. That's like getting a driver's license. When you are empowered, you are given permission. And whenever you're given permission, if you fulfill the contract, I'll keep you with that power. The minute you break the contract, you lose that power. Guess what? That's not power. That's permission. Know the difference. Next. We get into hip-hop. Group. Again, group is bound by agreement. Group is bound by agreement. We agree with one another. The more we agree, the tighter we get. That's our bond. We cannot agree with one another if we don't first communicate. We have to have open lines of communication in order to agree. In order to agree, when we agree, we produce a group. Understand what I'm saying? One of the reasons why we cannot come into a productive unity is because we don't communicate. As soon as we get upset with one another, our mother, our father, our sister, our son, I'm done with that nigga. I'm not going to talk to this nigga no more. I'm not going to talk to her. Why? Over an argument. So your family cannot even withstand an argument. Our families cannot even withstand a disagreement because we have no real agreement. The only way we can have a real agreement is we are centered in who we are and why we have come together as a group in the first place. Our community must come to understand that our survival is rooted and predicated on us finding agreement. Anytime we disagree with one another, the unity can be fractured. Therefore, if we want to come together, we have to focus on what we can agree on. And anyone who comes up within the process of agreement, when we're trying to agree and attempt to turn us against each other by introducing those things that we know we're not going to agree on right now, that individual should be alienated and put to the side. Bottom line is, we have to find out what it is we can agree on. That is going to be our mind. That is going to be our time. The difference between a group and a family. A family is produced through blood and oath. I take you as my wife. I take you as my husband. You know? But a family is something less than a group. Because a group can cross bloodline. Your individual line. I'm from this tribe. I'm a Moor. I'm a Nation of Islam. I'm a Christian. I'm a what this. I'm Egyptology. Listen. If we have a proper communication and develop proper agreement, then what happens is we will have a proper group. And this particular group is what our enemies do not want us to come into realization of. Next slide. Let's move fast. Go ahead. Hip-hop. All right, look. This is a cultural expression. Hip-hop is comprised of individuals. Hip-hop can only be as strong as its individuals. If you kill the individuals, you kill the group. You don't attack the group. The group, if it's a real group, cannot be destroyed by personal attack. It has to be undermined by individuals. You do not destroy a culture because the culture is nothing but a group of individuals combined, going out for one common cause, effort, and purpose. You don't fight. Killing a group is like killing a school guy. You can't do it. It just keeps moving. If you want to destroy a group, you attack it at its root, and the root are the individuals. Understand that. Go to the next. One of the reasons why, thank you, brother. One of the reasons why we don't have a proper representation here as a culture is because we allow. And again, I apologize about my voice. You know, I wish it was better. Please bear with me. The hip-hop that we see today, and to all my true hip-hoppers, just like I said to the Moors, I know it ain't hip-hop. You don't have to hit me on my inbox. You do not have to tell me on Facebook that I disrespected the culture. We know the difference between hip-hop and rap music. But the people in general call it hip-hop. So let's not confuse the masses. Right now, we have allowed the enemies to take over the name hip-hop. Remember, a name is nothing but a symbol, and the symbol points to something else. And if you don't like how hip-hop is being perpetrated or defined in the community, it's because the true hip-hoppers have not stood up and developed their power. You do not develop hip-hop by talking about Power 97. You inform hip-hop. You tell people what the fight is about by dealing with Peter Rosenberg and all the rest of the culture vultures and the bloodsuckers. But you do not take a step forward by simply focusing on your enemy. In fact, that's what they do. They keep you focused on them so we won't focus on one another. But we're going to spend some time on this devil. The reason why I wrote this book, it's a good side there. The reason why I wrote this book, next slide, is this brother right here. Not the one with the black. I wrote it for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and Brother Side. Because in 2010, the minister wrote a book called The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews Volume 2. It actually wasn't his writing. It was a bunch of ancient Islam research scholars who went around and got information from Jewish scholars. They comprised the book to show how those individuals who call themselves Jews, but they are not Jews, control us during slavery and undermine our culture for their cultural benefit. We were a living human being, pumping strong blood, but the bloodsucker, like a mosquito, latched onto us and began to pull the blood out of us. If you do not get a bloodsucker detached from you sooner, if you allow a bloodsucker to stay connected to you long enough, before you know it, you're going to have a corpse. Hip-hop ain't dead. No, it's not. But the dance show is on life support. And it seems to me that not too many of us, not us in here, I'm talking about up there, are panicking enough. If we knew what hip-hop represented as a culture, what comes after hip-hop if they kill it though? And ask yourself, what are we doing today really to stop the murder of hip-hop? Are we even pointing out to the killers of hip-hop? So I wrote this book for the minister because when he began to tell us and teach us about this insidious relationship between the blacks and Jews in 2010, all of a sudden, brothers and sisters in our own community turned on the minister. How did that happen? How was it that he dropped the book on the Jews? The Jews, the so-called Jews have not said nothing, but immediately in 2010, everybody on YouTube, everybody on Facebook, everybody all over the internet, all of a sudden is banging and slandering and treating the minister like he's some junk. I'm not here to allow that to go ahead. He gave us a book so we can expose who is in control of not only hip-hop, but us as a community. Understand? If you undermine information, you automatically undermine discipline. So when you take hip-hop, when you take knowledge out of the equation, you undermine discipline. You undermine law. You take out Mahat. Do you understand? Listen to me very, very well. When you take discipline and military out of any organization, it is open season, and that's how you get to the individual. You don't attack a culture as a culture. You attack a culture through the individual. What protects the individual? It's the military. It's what S1W and GRIP represents. So when we disrespect the Nation of Islam, and you think we just paint ourselves, Indians got pride bread. What the Jews got? What they say? Yeah, Boy Scout, Girl Scout, they sell cookies. But you see FOI who been in the prison, who used to religion. One of the things that we don't do is we don't respect each other. And we don't look at the value of each brother and sister everywhere we see them. Many of us are bitten by a snake named jealousy and envy. So polite and Marcus, I'll be behind you. I gave you a pass when I came here last time. Because you apparently apologized or said you would reassess your position. But you don't call Mr. Farrakhan Slick Willie and think I'm going to come to New York and stand on the same stage that you stood on and call Mr. Farrakhan Slick Willie, and you think I'm not going to answer that.
That's right.
I'm leaving out of town. I would love to sit down with the light and I'll leave behind closed doors. See, they like to play. They like the clown show. And since you don't answer my phone calls, you don't want to talk to me unless somebody's around. I got to meet you where you're at and say 310-625-0999. If you got a problem with the minister in Islam, that goes for elite and polite because we're brothers and we got to handle this. All right? I asked my parents to make it happen. Now, I'm going to work real quick. This man right here was put out because he spoke the truth about who controls Hollywood. I wrote the book, this book right here. Go to the next slide, Mark. Go to the next slide. I wrote this book, and we listed by name. Y'all heard of the Illuminati? Triangle Commission? Yeah, that's Spook Guy stuff. We got a name by name. I got pictures in here. I'll tell you who owned Hot 97 and Clear Channel. Go to the next one. I'll tell you who owned Funk Monk. What's the name? Master Flex. Go to the next one. Peter Rosenberg. Who is this? Anybody know who this is? Anybody know who this is? Hit it again, Mark. We're not in the business of proving news and information, providing news. We're not in the business of providing well-researched music. We're simply in the business of selling our customers products. That's what they do. They are in control of hip-hop. Hit the button, Mark. Lester Lowry Nails is the founder and current chairman of Clear Channel Communications. Next, coming up. Go ahead, go again. Clear Channel, 1,200 radio stations, 41 television stations, 750,000 outdoor advertising displays. Those are your billboards, owned by one company. Yeah. Next, this is the Sun. He's taking over. Next, keep going. This is Billy Joe Red. That's my boy Lowry's partner who started Clear Channel. These are who are in control of the music. They're in control of the message. They are the ones who are in control of what information you get. Go to the next one. Hot 97. Go. Bring it to the next one. I got 10 minutes. Hurry up. Where hip-hop is? No, hip-hop don't live here. Go. Go. No, hip-hop died. I'm not talking about rap music. Go. Hit me again. Who killed it? Go. Who that? Okay. Go. Go again. Who's that? Soon as Dame Dash came out and spoke on Leora Cohen and boys, he had to speak up like a good nigga and defend his white master. So Dame Dash, like he said, got a job. So go ahead. Peter, y'all know who this is? This is the one who disrespected Chuck D. This is Peter Rosenberg. This is the one who said, who gave Chuck D, or who made him rap president? Who gave him the permission to even give it to him? We did. These are the people who came in and stole our culture. They came in and they're undermining what's taking place in hip-hop. Give me another. Y'all know who that is? Rick Rubin. All right. Y'all know who that is? He the one who helped Russell Simmons and all that in hip-hop. He destroyed through his homeboy. You know one? Y'all know his homeboy? Go ahead. Next level. Who's that? Next one. Come on. Oh, okay, that's Leora Cohen. That's what Dame Dash is talking about. This is also the one who's in control of Murder Inc. Records. Y'all know Shanti now? Murder Inc. was the title given to a Jewish and Italian mafia. It was ran by the Jews. All of it is in here. Murder Inc. was the killing Inc. These were the individuals who were in New York and Eastern, all the way up to Atlantic City, throughout the country. You understand? With Lucky Luciano and the boys. All of this is in this book. This man's nickname, when he went into Def Jam, his nickname was Lansky. Okay? Meyer Lansky is the Jewish elder who ran Murder Inc. This is the guy who gave you all Murder Inc. and Ja Rule and them boys. It was an Italian mafia clique, Jewish clique. Next, go to the next one. Y'all know who that is? Jerry Heller. Go to the next one. He's the one who stole the soul from hip-hop. When Public Enemy came out, he's the one who brought NWA out. Go back and go show me this devil. Back, Jerry Heller. Jerry Heller is the one who came up with NWA. They had the same sound. They had a bunch of members running through Compton because they were to answer what Public Enemy had been doing. Do you understand? They were on the West Coast. Public Enemy was selling out arenas. Everybody was saying Farrakhan's a prophet. But then all of a sudden, they came up with NWA, which then created gangsta rap. All of that is in this book. That's Jerry Heller. He's a Jew too, a so-called Jew. Go next. He's the one who's the CEO of Def Jam. Man, this is the dude who took control of Def Jam. How the hell that happened? Look at him. Look at him. These are the people who are killing the culture. Next, go next. Yeah, Jimmy Iovine, that's Aftermath and Tradespool. Guess what he is? Okay. Go again. Who's this? Oh yeah, he runs Urban Affairs for the radio. That's Barry Weiss. Go ahead, go again. I wish I could go further, but I'm rushing. You understand? There's so much I can get into this dude. Edgar Bronner, you know what that is? Show me his dad. That's his dad. That's the dude who owns Seagram's, Tropicana Orange Juice, all Hennessy, all these different things. Well, not Hennessy, but Seagram's and all these different things. He owns movie theaters. He's dead now. But he's also the president of the World Jewish Congress. That is a Jewish organization who gives money to protect the bomb the Palestinians. They give money. See what they do is they take all of their money and they back their political claims. That's what they do. So they get money off of us. They take the blood from us because they have no real talent. They have no real talent. They take it from us. So they pimp our people. So what happens is remember their idea was to do what? Sell nothing but products. So what they do is 80% of all CDs in hip-hop merchandise, we get ours from bootleg. We download our music for free. 88% of all CD purchases are from white people. That means they're getting rich from white people buying music from our people, but our people are emulating those rappers and we're killing our community because we're acting like drug dealers, we're acting like hoes, we're acting like strippers. We have to shut down World Star. If World Star don't get his act together, all over cyberspace, you got little girls dropping like it's hot. You got brothers hitting on women. You got women and children fighting each other. They're showing us. They are painting a picture throughout the world. Our hip-hoppers, our rappers are our brothers and our sisters. And we're responsible to go get them. We don't throw away the baby with the bathwater. Some of these rappers have mothers that was addicted to crack. Some of these rappers are crack babies. Cover that in the book too. Some of these rappers, not funny, because some of them go home from school and their mothers have needles in their arm. Their mothers are beaten by punk niggas. These children are hated in their own homes because some of the women look at this little boy and say, "You remind me of your punk ass dad." It's unfair. So the brother and the little girl are being sentenced to death because of the mother and father's decisions. It's not their fault. It's the so-called conscious community's fault. We are not what we say we are. We are what we do. If we cannot deliver consciousness, then what is our consciousness for? It's to sit up and wait for an opportunity to clown another brother who's supposed to be conscious. But you ain't said a goddamn thing about Power 97 or whatever the hell it is. Ain't nothing, don't even have a debate on who can get down there and whoop Peter Rosenberg's ass. I can give you a whole lot of ideas now. keep our people blind so that they can master them. Next slide. The teachers. Next slide. Why does the devil keep our people apart from social equality? Look at it. Because he does not want us to know how filthy he is in all areas. He is afraid because when we learn about him, we will run him from among us. Do you understand? Socialist means a society of men, a group of men, advocating one common cause. Equality means to be equal in everything. Now, is the rappers in hip-hop equal to the owners of hip-hop? There ain't no equality. So what happens is, are the rappers in hip-hop today, corporate hip-hop, are we acting filthy? Are we acting lewd? Are we acting foul? Are we acting wild? Then who did they learn it from? They learned it from the culture bands. They learned it from the blood stuff. They learned it from these so-called Jews who Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan exposed. Understand, I call them so-called Jews because they ain't got no damn historical ties to Jerusalem. That's right. These are Ashkenazi Jews. These individuals are from Europe. They're Russian Jews. And they're war. They have a warlike spirit. And they adopted Judaism. So they can run around the planet claiming your birth. Anything. When you get your freedom, where you can develop your ability, anything you put your mind to, you can run the devil out of this planet real quick.
Right off the Barnary sub-stop, Philadelphia, PA. Shot so loud you would think it was a club spot. African Americans, although we all over the web, we the hood librarians. We ship to prisons too. We reach out and deliver to those that's bitten too, but it's more than a bookstore. You want it, we got it. Mixtapes, DVDs, and culture products. Black and Nobel got our hands in a lot of projects. We welcome all to come build. The energy is positive. And remember, other team is awake and conscious. Come through and experience this place of knowledge. They say they'll put it in a book if they wanna hide it from us, but we got them books so you can buy it from us. Something to read while you on a train or riding the bus. Get your read on, food for thought, get your eat on. Black and Nobel, I buy my books at Black and Nobel. Black and Nobel, I buy my books at Black and Nobel. Black and Nobel, I buy my books at Black and Nobel. Black and Nobel, I buy my books at Black and Nobel.